Hello guys, welcome to Security Red vs Blue Team channel. So in today's video, we'll be discussing about how to set up a test lab for ethical hacking and what are the tools that is required to install and what are the VPNs that are required and how to do IP spoofing and mapping, MAC address spoofing. So that we'll discuss about that in today's topic. So let's get started with the topics. So these are the things that will be covered: VirtualBox installation, Kali Linux and Metasploitable Linux installation, and IP spoofing in Kali Linux and Windows machine, and how to operate TOR browser and Mac spoofing in Windows and Linux machine. So let's get into the details of installation. So before going to the installation, so first we need to install virtual machine. So virtual machine is required to install multiple operating systems on top of a current OS. So as not everyone will be having like a number of systems to install different software. So that is the reason, one of the main reason we go for a virtual machine. So in our case, we'll be going with Oracle VirtualBox. So we have a website called official website called virtualbox.org/wiki/download. So there we will find different virtual boxes that is required for different platforms. So in case if yours is a Windows machine, just click on Windows host. So you'll see the one file will start downloading. So I'm just canceling it. So similarly, for if it is a Mac OS or Linux OS, so depends on the which distribution you have. Click on that and download the file. So similarly for Kali Linux, so just open www.kali.org/get kali, and then select the virtual machine, and then select the machine type, whether it's a 62 or 34-bit machine. And then if it is a 64-bit machine, then select the VMware, which is the first which is listed here. Then you will see a file start getting downloaded, which is Kali Linux machine. So I'm just canceling the download as I already have the setup file and installed. Similarly, for Metasploitable Linux, there is not many direct links available. So I'll provide all these links in the description of the video, so you can just directly go to it and download the machine. So this Metasploitable Linux is like a vulnerable machine, vulnerable OS, which is mainly developed for doing the vulnerability analysis and pen testing part. So mainly we have the good websites like DVWA, which is a dynamic vulnerable web application, and we have like a mutility application where we can test and exploit OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities and many other vulnerabilities as well. So this is one of the best vulnerable machine that we use for pen testing. So let's start with the VirtualBox. So once the VirtualBox is downloaded, just double click on the file. So once double click, it will ask to the next step. Just click on the next, and then so there's not much customizations required. So just keep selecting the next option, and at the final stage you will see install button. Just install it. So once the installation is completed, so this is how it looks like. I already have the Oracle VirtualBox installed. So once it is done, and now we need to go for installation of Kali Linux. So using this Oracle VirtualBox, we can install n number of machines. So you can see I have one Kali Linux which is already running, and I have other two Linux which is configured, which is not started yet. So in case if you want to install new Kali Linux, just click on new on the VirtualBox, and then select the name. Here the name, keep something like, if it is a Linux machine, keep something like Linux 1.2 or something. You can see the type is getting changed accordingly. If it is a Windows machine, you can see that the type will get changed and it's updated. And then select the folder where you want your installation file to be kept, the installation files to be installed, and then select the ISO image, which is the Kali machine image which I have just downloaded. Select the other folder and select whether the file is, whether it's in download or desktop folder, and then select next option, and then select what's the base memory that you want to give, and then select the disk size. Just give maximum 10 GB. It's more than sufficient unless you are using to the full potential. And then it will be created here, and then just start off the machine. So it will ask for some of the options. We'll just see what it is. Yeah, so as we see here, so we'll in the Kali machine installation part. So we'll just select the virtual machine. um, Select the disk file, and then select the memory, and then select create a virtual hard disk. And then here you need to select whether it's a VDI or VMDK file. As in our case, it'll be a VMDK. So we need to select VMDK, then attach it. But these options will be visible only in the old version of Oracle VirtualBox. In the new version, you won't find this. It is little easier, as I have just shown you. So once the file is loaded, it's configured, and now the startup stage. So once it is started, the when I say start, so one you can see there are three machines which are just configured but not started. So once I start here, so the new window will be opened, the VM will power up, and so it will be asking for these options mainly. So it will cover here. Um, yeah, so it will show like what are the modes that we need to go through the during the installation. So just select the graphical install in this tab, and then select what is the default language, and then select the country, and then select the country language, and then select the host name. You can just give random name, and then give domain name. So it's not mandatory, you can just leave it blank. And then just select the what is the root password that you this is the mandatory one. So ensure that you are remembering the password, the root password. And then select the disk details. You can just select by default the standard ones. There is no need of separate partitioning and all. Just select the base one. And then in this stage where it's asking select all files in one partition, that is fine for the new users. I think that's the best option, because later you can use this one to create multiple partitions. So that's also one good practice, instead of having the system itself to split the partitions. Then write the changes to the disk. You keep select yes, and then just keep the options as it is. There is no further changes required. And then keep continuing and start the machine. So once it is done, the calibration will be started. The installation will be completed. So this is how it looks like. So it asks for the username and password. Give username and password. So it will take you to the machine. Okay. Meanwhile, it gets open. Let's see. So I think. Okay, I think it has some problem, so we'll just stop it here. So the next one, we'll just try to start the VM once again. Okay, meanwhile it comes up. We'll go to the next topic, which is IP address spoofing in Kali Linux. So it could so this is mainly to hide the physical presence. So in this case, we are using the VPNBook.com website to download the VPN account. So here, in our case, so this is the free VPN. You can use it in the Kali machine. Just go to the www.vpnbook.com and then select the free accounts. So then there you will see a free VPN which is publicly available, so anyone can download and use it. So here there will be a default username and default password. It will be keep changing every time. So whenever you are installing freshly, make sure that you are using this credentials. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect to the VPN. And then here in the middle tab, you will see a lot of options for download. You can just select any one, US or any other thing, or Canada. So just select the some option, and just click on one. So the VPN will be downloaded. I can see I just click the download button, and yeah, my VPN is ready. The file is ready. It will be a zip file. So once that is done, so what you have to do, just take those files. So in our case, I'm showing some screenshots. In my case, I have downloaded the VPN, which is a Euro one, and you can see this is the file I have downloaded: VPNBook.com OpenVPN Euro1.zip. Once the file is downloaded, move that file to the Linux machine, Kali Linux machine. Ensure which folder you are moving in. So in that folder, just unzip the file. So once the unzip the file, you will be seeing four files totally. Even it could have been changed now as well with additional files. So it will be basically TCP 84 and which is for HTTP, TCP 443 port for HTTPS. Similarly, UDP, other some UDP ports. So in our case, we'll try to you can try to connect with 80 or 443. You can try to connect with anything. So whichever connects, that's done. So your IP will get changed. The system IP will get changed. So what you have to do is you first extract the details and then go one by one checking it whichever works, and then take the first one. Then type the syntax OpenVPN, that is the command, space, and this extracted file name. In our case, so we'll go with the first one. The OpenVPN space OpenVPNBook TCP80.ovpn. So the moment you put enter, it will ask for the credentials, the username and password. So the username and password will be one which is there in the website. So during the time of installation, whatever the details that you have when you download it, so that details you have to put it here. Take the details and put it in the server with the username and password, and then it will try to connect, and the final stage, once the username and password is entered, you must see that the initialization sequence is completed. So once the initialization sequence is completed, don't close that window, but just open another tab. Then you keep using the system, then you can see the system IP will be changed. So that's it. So with this way, you will your physical presence will be hidden from the network. So this is one thing. And so this is with respect to uh, OpenVPN when it comes to Kali Linux. So similarly, we have one more thing called TOR browser. So TOR browser you would have come across at many places. So this is not this is not for a particular system. This is for all the you can use it across any system. It can be Linux, or it can be Windows, Parrot OS, or Kali machine, or it could be any other OS distribution. Usually behind TOR there will be n number of firewalls and n number of proxy chains which is present. So each time you open the browser from your system, it will be showing the different locations across the globe. It could be anywhere else. So in this case, if you have a Tor browser, you don't need any other VPN, because the browser itself kind of acts as a VPN. So the moment you open the browser, anything you search from the browser will be always hidden. Hidden in the sense that the physical presence will not be known to the person. It will be keep changing each time. So you can just directly download from the Google. So you'll directly find the link. Just go to the tarproject.org. So just go to the downloads button and select whichever version that you want. So always go for the latest release that is available in the website. So yeah, so that is with respect to tar. Then when it comes to changing the IP at the system level, similar to what we did in the Kali machine, which is OpenVPN. So similarly, we have one VPN called Cyberghost VPN. I mean, like, we have other VPNs as well. So in our case, we're just taking Cyberghost VPN. So you just go to the cyberghostvpn.org website and then search for the free trial. Looks like the free trial is recently closed, and only we have like we need to pay some 100 or 150 rupees for monthly charges. In case if you find a free VPN, go for it. Uh, yeah. So the free VPN, yeah. So the moment you install the CyberGhost VPN, you just log in with your username and password. So there will be an option to select the different countries, like whichever country you want, you can select that country. So it shows that you are currently on that location. So you can select multiple geographical locations, and if you have a premium access, which is around 150 or 200 per month, then you will get complete list of countries. So you can select that country, and any traffic that is coming and going out of your system, it's always use that location. It doesn't use your the physical location. So this is one of the best VPN that we can use for. And there is a power on and power off button as well, and you can see here which country we currently selected. And there is automated country selection also, and we can select manually as well. Yeah, so this is with respect to CyberGhost VPN, and then comes the MAC address spoofing. So actually, yeah, in our machines, whether it could be Windows or Linux machine, we can always change the MAC address. So we just look at how it can be done. So in Windows machine, you just open the command prompt and just type get Mac. So in get Mac, you'll see what are all the NIC cards, network interface cards that is connected to the device, and what are the their corresponding MAC addresses. So you can change it using the computer management console. So that you can just go to the run dialog box and type comp. Uh, it will be just like this, and compmgmt.msc. So it will open the system device manager configurations. So once the device manager configurations is open, um, uh, just click on the device manager. On the device manager, there will be multiple options on the right side. Just go to the network adapters. So in the network adapters, which is a network interface cards, you can see there are four things. So similarly, you have seen four MAC addresses in the previous image. So whichever you want to change, first you disable that machine. Right click on it and just disable it. Then once you disable it, just go to the properties on the same one. Then you go to the properties there, go to the advanced option next to the general tab, and then there will be a network address. In the network address, by default it will be not present. So if it is not present, it means that the automatic the default built-in MAC address is taken. If you want to put a manual one, just select click on the value and type your own MAC addresses. So whatever you keep, whatever it can be dummy address which you entered here, so the same will be reflected. And then once it is saved, then right click on that same device and just enable it. So previously you have disabled, then change the configurations, now enable back. So once that is done, the MAC address will be changed. You can just come back to the command prompt and just type the same command once again, get MAC. So now we can see the MAC address got changed. As you can see here, 000011123456 got changed. So similarly, you can do the same thing in Linux as well. So this is the steps how we do when it comes to Windows. Just change using the computer management console under network adapter settings. So when it comes to the Linux, we have multiple options like using one command. That is Mac Changer. Mac Changer is the Linux package. Even if not in Linux, Kali Linux, you can download that package and put it in your normal Red Hat Linux as well. But that's not recommended by any organizations or anywhere. So when it comes to Linux, you use the Mac Changer command. So in the Mac Changer command, and if you want to change the Ethernet, the MAC address of a particular interface, so it could be anything. It could be Ethernet interface or it could be any other interface. So in our case, we are just showing the image of ETH0. So it shows the what is the current MAC address and what is the permanent MAC addresses. And the moment you change Mac Changer space -e and space ETH0, so it is mainly changes the second half of the MAC addresses, which is mainly the serial number of the device, whereas the manufacturer's address is not changed. That is the first half of the device. So you can see the Mac Changer space -he space ETH0. So the moment you type the particular interface name instead of ETH0, ETH1, ETH2, or ETH10, whichever interface you want to change, if you type it and enter it, it will change the MAC addresses. It will change the MAC address, and it's not a full change, but but still there is a change in the second half of the MAC address. And if you want to change the complete MAC address to some random value, instead of -e, just type -r. So you can see the Mac Changer space -r space ETH0. So now you can see the complete change in the MAC addresses. Um, so similarly, we have multiple options. In case if you want to roll back the MAC addresses, then type Mac Changer space -p space ETH0. So that is yeah. So here is the option. So a Mac Changer space -p space ETH0. So whenever you want, if people think that okay, even though if your IP address is changed, your MAC address is still same, then what you can do, you can using the VPN book when in case of Linux, using the VPN book, change your IP address. Using the Mac Changer, you change your MAC address so that your complete presence will be hidden. Then use your task, and then once the task is completed, revert back the changes. Just type Mac Changer -p and ETH0, and revert back the VPN, disconnect the VPN. So this is how we hide our physical presence whenever the hackers do. I mean, like, this is not the only way. There are multiple ways as well, but this is one of the common things which everyone uses. Yeah, so this is with respect to the Mac spoofing in Linux as well as Windows machine. And this procedure for Linux, it can be used in any other Linux flavors. It could be Parrot Linux or Ubuntu, any other Red Hat Linux or anywhere else. Any this kind of command line interfaces. Then comes the vulnerable machine, that is Metasploitable Linux. Metasploitable Linux is also a kind of a Linux flavor, but it doesn't provide the functionalities of Linux. Mainly, it contains the vulnerable the packages like DBWA, Mutility. So these are the web applications where you can access and explore complete vulnerabilities in the web. So that's one of the um, best application to perform the pen testing and do the pen testing practice. So again, the installation of the Metasploitable Linux is same. It is exactly same as the Kali Linux installation. Just go to the VirtualBox and select new, and then select Kali Linux. Just put some name or Metasploitable Linux, and then select the ISO image file, and then select the what is the memory and the disk required, and then select next option. After that, save it and then start the machine. So it will get started, and there will be default credentials for the machine, which is MSF admin and MSF admin. So those are the default credentials whenever you install um, Metasploitable Linux. You can see that will be that is available in the Google as well. MSF admin. So when we comes to the last topic, that is the settings. Let's say you have a virtual machine, and now you have Kali Linux installed and Metasploitable Linux installed. Now I need to reach both the systems. So if I have to reach both the systems, both the IP of the both the devices should be in the same network. If not, then that is difficult. So by default, machines always starts with 10.0.0.2.15. So what you have to do, by default, the network settings will be yeah. So the network adapter settings will be in the NAT, network address translation. So always go for the bridge connection, so that the connection will be established between the systems, and you are able to reach, and even the internet should also work. Make sure that internet is working as well. And there will be, in case if there is any deny options, ensure that it's allowed across all the places. So that's it, guys. This is the stuff we need to follow to establish the testing lab for ethical hacking. Mainly, we need to go for if we recap the virtual box installation, on top of which we'll install the Linux machines, which is a Kali Linux and Metasploitable Linux, and then we have the we'll go with the IP spoofing. Um, IP spoofing mainly to hidden the presence of the location of the device, and then we did the Mac spoofing as well. This is like provides a complete protection along with Mac and this one. So I think now we see that our Linux machine has opened, Kali Linux machine. I'll just try to log in. Yeah, so I'm here now. So you can see the machine is logged in. Why only Kali Linux? Because we will not go for yeah, Red Hat Linux or something, because the Kali Linux by default comes with many hacking tools, which is pre-installed. So we don't have to every time go for installing each different software. So you can see here, the moment you click the applications, you can see all the steps that is there when it comes to hacking, which is information gathering, gaining access, maintaining access. So all these things will have stage wise and vulnerability wise, and each vulnerability has a multiple the softwares that is covered. If you see, when it comes to information gathering, there are a number of tools. We have Nmap, we have NetDiscover, we have Dimitri. Similarly, when it comes to vulnerability analysis, we have some fuzzing tools, and we have Nikto, we have Nmap again. And when it comes to web application analysis, we have Bobsuit, one of the most used application, and we have WP Scan, and we have SQL Map for finding SQL related injection related vulnerabilities. When it comes to password attack, we have John the Ripper, and we have Crunch, and we have Ncrack. Similarly, like all the standard vulnerabilities categories and the corresponding tools, all the standard tools that we would heard on daily basis, in case of pen testing or vulnerability analysis. So these will come in by default as a base package. So that is why we always go for Kali Linux. Unfortunately, I don't have the Metasploitable Linux installed. So yeah, so once we install that, we can directly put that IP in the browser, and you'll see the DVW application working. Maybe we'll come up with a new video where how to use the Metasploitable Linux, and what are the features inside that DVW and utility. So we'll cover in a separate topic. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching the video, and so this is I think we're done with the second topic. So the next topic will be um, the stages of ethical hacking, and we'll cover that. So thanks for watching once again. Please do like, share, and comment and subscribe.